Hi guys, and welcome back to some more testing with me, Mars. Today we're going to be having a look at the airframes, mainly from the escalation pack, but also some of the other bits and pieces that we've kind of been looking at in our mod pack as well, just to kind of give you an idea, a bit of hands-on of what these things are, what they do, and where we can be seeing them really within our operations. So we're going to start with this one. This is the Sukhoi Su-25SM, sometimes referred to by NATO as the Frogfoot. This is a very, very cool aircraft. I think this is my favourite aircraft in the game, to be honest. And I know there's lots and lots of different ones, but I love this. It's such a beast. It's a very historical aircraft as well, so it's been used for a long time by the Russians. The model looks great. It's nice to see, as we go around, you'll see with all these models, these airframes in the escalation pack, they're just as good as any of the ground vehicles for Russia or the Blue 4 ones. It's nice to see that quality has been continued through to these airframes as well. So this one, yeah, it's very well armed. It has these Vimpel R73, these AA missiles, give it some sort of AA capacity, and it's got 4 full pods of S8 unguided rockets. There's a total of 80 unguided rockets, and then it's got 4 of these general purpose 250-pound bombs as well. So you can see this thing packs an absolute punch. It's also got a 30mm autocannon at the front here. There it is, 30mm autocannon. Very nice. So it packs a real punch, this. Really nice looking thing. I could see this, in our operations, overflying our positions. Very, very cool. I can already hear the radio operators, slightly panicky voice saying there's a Frogfoot in the area. Really looking forward to seeing this one, doing some low flying, close air support. Very cool. So next is this. It's the Mi-24P close air support helicopter. It's a 2-person close air support helicopter. And while the Frogfoot is probably my favourite aircraft, this I think is one of my favourite helicopters. It's such a big, beefy looking, capable machine. I love the textures on it. I love the skin on it as well, and the attention to detail with all the rivets. And it's a really interesting helicopter. For a start, you've got these. So these are 9M 11-4M missiles. These are referred to by NATO as the AT-6 Spiral. These are anti-tank weapons. It's also got these, which is the S8 rocket pods. But finally, it's got these. It's got 2 250-pound multi-purpose bombs. Very cool. So as well as the rockets, it's a close air support helicopter that can actually make bombing runs, which I think is very, very cool. I guess it makes it a bit more vulnerable. It needs to be this big because it's going to be flying directly over the enemy troops. But very cool, very nice. I like that a lot. And then if we get up and get in the back here, let's get into bench 1. All these doors open, just looks awesome. And yeah, we can open these doors. Very cool, very, very cool. Loads of space in here, and then you've got firing from vehicles as well. Close up the doors. It's nice, very nice, very cool. It's the same with all these vehicles. If you get in and out of the vehicle, you actually open and shut the doors. It's the same with the pilots' seats as well on a lot of these vehicles. It's not like the Wildcats where you kind of teleport in and out. These ones, the doors open, you climb in, and then the doors shut again. So very nice, very cool helicopter. So we'll move on to this. This is the Ka-52. This is more of a conventional 2-seater close air support helicopter for the Russians. And this one you can see is got the standard missile configuration on it, twin prop. Very nice. It's a lot smaller than the last helicopter, a lot more agile. This is going to be more for sort of pop-up attacks, things like that, hit and runs. Very cool, very nice looking thing. And then we've got the Ka-60. I think we've all seen a Ka-60. The reskinned Russian version. Fairly standard. And then we've got this. This is the Mi-8. This is the AMT medical version of the Mi-8. and you'll probably recognise this from, well, from everything Russian, to be honest. I don't think, you know, it doesn't matter if you played a Russian game or you've seen a Russian film. You've probably seen one of these. It's a very, very recognisable helicopter, or I think so anyway. Really looking forward to seeing these flying around. This is the medium twin turbine transport helicopter for the Russians. Like I say, this is the medical one, so this is the unarmed medical version. Let's see if I can get in the back. Yep, pretty cool. Lots of space. Loads of troop capacity in here. And there's several different versions of these of this helicopter, as you'd expect. So we've got the Mi-8. This one is the AMT-SH, and the SH stands for sugar. That's a lot of rockets. Very cool. Very nice. Look at that. That is nice. So it's a relatively slow moving aircraft, but this one is going to pack a punch. Really is. And it's got the PKT 7.62 machine guns on there as well, and troop capacity. So it really is a beefy gunship, this one. Very, very cool. Very limited anti-armor capability though, which is going to be cool. I think we'll probably be seeing this quite a lot in our missions. Very little anti-armor, but you know, loads of rockets, loads of guns, can drop off troops. Really, really nice. And then this one here, this is the standard Mi-8. This is the MT. So it's got troop transport capacity. No rockets, but it's just got two of these PKT machine guns. So it's got one here on this side, and another one around the back here. So a bit of defensive capabilities more than anything. And yeah, just looks great. Look at these models. Very cool, very nice, great looking thing. So this is the Russian helicopters, and you can see there's a lot of variety here for us to use. And this is not everything either. There's different varieties of these. Actually, I love this little extra armor on these. Great attention to detail. So yeah, so hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of kind of, you know, fixed-wing aircraft and close air support and logistics helicopters from the enemy. It would be nice, especially if on some of these missions we're not running with, you know, air superiority or total air supremacy. Really, we've had up till now. It's going to be really nice to see some of these airframes flying around a little bit more uncontested from the air. Maybe we'll be able to, you know, contest them a bit more from the ground instead. Very cool. So I'll move on. If you're wondering what that noise is, it's this. I love this. This is great. This is the P-37, and it's a Russian radar. I love radar anyway, so this is very cool. I love everything that gives a bit more content in our missions, especially things like radar that moves. Looks so cool. I don't know who came up with this idea, but bravo. Very nice. And then we've got the generators that run them. There's another Jenny. And then finally we've got the PRV-13, which is another type of scanning radar. Again, it's Russian. All these are Russian. Looks cool. I think I prefer that one, to be honest. But both of them look cool. So we're going to move on to the Blue 4 helicopters. This is some of the stuff that we might be using. This here is the UH-60M. This is the MEV medical version. And this is a standard UH-60M. You might know this as the Black Hawk. Really, really, really nice models. I love these. I think we can make a lot of use of these. They're small, but they carry a lot of people. I mean, there's like 12 in the back here, 2 gunners, a pilot and a co-pilot. So you can actually fit 16 in these helicopters, and they're small. 16 in a small helicopters like this is very, very nice. Much better than the little Wildcats. For not really a massive increase in size over the Wildcat either. So gives us lots of options for heli insertions, heli extracts, things like that, especially in tight spaces. I like the Merlins, and I like the Chinooks, but I can see a lot of use for these for getting in sort of a single fire team, or getting out a single fire team, or oversized fire teams. Very cool. There's one thing to show you about these. We're getting as a door gunner. There's one thing. These guns. What is that noise? Yeah. Sounds like an angry bee or something. I think it's about, you know, one of the very few sounds that I actually don't like, or one of the very few things that I've found that I don't like. But that sounds very annoying. To be fair, I've never fired one of these guns, so perhaps that's an accurate and realistic sound, but yeah, I don't like it. But I do like the model. Very cool. Very nice. I can definitely see us getting a lot of use out of those. Be a nice addition. So moving on, this is the AH-64D. This is the Apache. Again, a very, very capable looking craft. I'm not really that keen on these close air support helicopters, these Blue 4 close air support helicopters in Sunday operations. I find them a bit too powerful, to be honest, and I don't find an easy way to kind of limit or restrain them within operations either. And I tend to find that these things come out of the mission with 60 plus kills, whereas the infantry are kind of wandering around on the floor, sort of counting the dead bodies. So it's not something I particularly put in, but I do like this model. I mean, a lot of it is the proficiency of our pilots, and they're so good. They don't get these things into dangerous areas. They sit off at 2 kilometers. They let the infantry scout and the vehicle scout for them, and then anything that appears on thermals they just absolutely annihilate. Still, they're very cool craft. I'd like to see maybe some of these helicopters in a slightly more limited role. That would be nice, like as an anti-armor kind of role, would be pretty cool if we don't have any other anti-armor opportunities. So maybe that's something we can look at in the future. I like to see them. I just think that they're very, very powerful things. So again, we're going to move on. We're going to have a look at the Chinooks. And this is the CH-47F. This is our current Chinook that we all know and love. Reskinned. Pretty cool. It's getting a bit old now. We all know it. It's got a few issues, including the fact you can't actually get in the back, which is a bit of a shame. So there's 2 new options. There's this, which is the CH-47F again. So this is like basically a direct replacement. But this one comes in the escalation pack. So this is the escalation version of this craft here. So model wise, they are almost identical. There's a couple of things different, but they are almost entirely identical. And then there's this one as well. This is the CH-47E, and this is the hardcore version by Konyo, I think it is. So we're going to take a look at both of these. We'll take a look at this one first. I really like this. I like the skinning. It looks nice. Looks like a proper Hercules. Hercules? No, Chinook. Looks like a proper Chinook. So we'll pop into the pilot, and yeah, all the normal control panels. Slightly low textures up here, but we'll open up the back, and we'll have a quick look at the back. So the biggest benefit of this is that you can actually now walk in them, which is great. It's a little thing, but I really like this, especially with the old one. You could see right inside it. It just felt like you should be able to walk inside it. Very nice. Everything in here is really nicely modelled as well. We've got these little gun things here as well, little door guns, and also the hull, like, you know, it's all properly modelled, so you can actually fall through the hole, and you can get under it and in it, all the rest of it. So definitely a big step up from the one we currently use. It's also got this camo, this woodland camo, but it's also got a desert camo as well, which is really nice. So you can actually use it in woodland or desert operations. It gives us plenty of scope. So have a quick look at this one. First thing to note is that it is a new model. It's a really, really nice looking model as well. I mean, you know, they've worked on this. You can see there's a lot of difference to it. It's got this boom at the front, different nose. It's got these flared out sides. Yeah, different top pieces. So it looks like a more substantial model, that's for sure. Although I will say I'm not quite sure what this is. Looks a bit odd. Considering how nice a lot of this model is, this just looks a little bit suspect to me. Kind of stands out on such a nice model. So it, as far as I can see, it only comes in the black, which is a bit of a shame. I'd like this to come in like a woodland and a desert camo, but it only comes in the black. You can get in the back, which is nice, really cool. Nice modelling in here. You've got this nice flag up the top, and you can actually replace this flag with one of your own, so we can have the RG flag up there if we wanted to, which is pretty cool, which is kind of nice. And then you've got all the controls in there. We'll pop and have a quick look at those. It has got a couple of issues as far as I can see. A couple of little things. It's only little niggles really. Firstly, this isn't a hull. There's a collision mesh all over it. You can't actually fall through there, which is a shame. I'm not quite sure how hard that would have been, but I was kind of expecting to fall through there, and it's one of those things that if you can fall through it, you probably don't think anything about it. But the fact that you can't, it's noticeable for me anyway. And then the other thing is, if you shoot inside here, it's like you're shooting the ground. If you see us shoot the ground, these little puffs of smoke, dirt come up. It's the same here. It's very odd. I have no idea why it does this. Very, very strange. If we pop over to this one, and I do the same thing. Nice metallic sound, ricochet, all that kind of stuff. You can see the bullet ricocheting and hitting the end. That's fine. So I really don't understand why this does this, like you're shooting the ground rather than a piece of metal. You do get ricochet, but just get this weird stuff. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can still get in, I can still fire in, I can still fire out, I can still do all of that stuff, which is absolutely fine. But it is a bit strange. If we have a quick pop in the pilot seat, these are the controls here, which look nice. Slightly higher quality ones up there. It's pretty cool. Oh, dumps me out the back, does it? Okay. Yeah, slightly better sound on the gun as well. So it is a nice model, but it's got some kind of strange things with it. Yeah, this is my opinion, and this is just my opinion. I actually kind of like the escalation pack one more. I know it's a different model. It's nice to have different models. It looks beefier, it looks cooler, but I think for RG operations, what we're going to be using it for, considering this one I think is modelled a bit better, and also it's got the different camos, I actually prefer that one. Anyway, last thing we've got is the Huron, which is a helicopter DLC from Bohemia Interactive, which I think is actually inferior to both those two models. It's like a little Chinook. You can open the back, but you can't get in it, which is a bit of a shame that you can't get in the back. So, yeah. So I'll move on to the A10s. This is the A10A from the escalation pack. Kind of an old school looking thing. Pretty cool. Very standard looking A10. And we can compare that with the A10 from Bohemia Interactive. This is the one that comes with armour. And this is the A10, this is the S. So this is the A10D, this is the A10S, which is basically our reskinned version that we all know and have used so many times. So yeah, probably limited use for the A10, considering we've got our own reskinned one, which is fantastic looking piece of equipment. Looks really nice. So I'll move on to these three helicopters. These are part of the BAF pack, so it's the same ones that the Jackal came in. And being British, I really wanted to kind of like these and have a use for them. And I do like them, but they're just standard Wildcats. There's nothing really, that special here. AW159, very standard kind of thing, just with a fairly standard reskin. It's nothing that our pack doesn't already have. is nothing that I think we're going to use. It doesn't add anything extra, so you know, I can't really see a point in that, unfortunately. Sorry, Caesar. So I can't really see a use for the Jackal, and I can't really see a use for the helicopters either. So I think it's downloads that we don't need for the Jackal and these 3 helicopters. So have a quick look at the civilian equipment. Lots of civilian equipment comes with the escalation pack as well. Standard Mi-8 and these pretty cool Ural trucks, these civilian Ural trucks. These are nice beefy looking things. I could see these being you know, some sort of convoy with these in the Black Mercenary from late Op 4. There's been ambushed somewhere, and we're going in to try and bail them out, dig them out of a hole. Kind of cool. That is a P-30 Orca. Not quite sure where that's come from. Strange looking thing. And then a quick test, because someone mentioned the up armoured Humvees, so I wanted to just kind of show you. I did actually test them, I did have a look at them, but I wanted to show you sort of why I kind of discounted them. I don't think I said this in my video, and it really is down to the quality and the fact that we kind of, if we went for the escalation pack, we would have everything that the up armoured Humvees do, only better. And I think it's very, very obvious as soon as you look at them that the one on the left here, which is the up armoured Humvee, and the one on the right here, which is the escalation pack Humvee, they're very, very different things. And the one on the right is clearly a superior model, from the textures, from the skinning, and from the build quality as well. You see the kind of suspension bit under here, it's quite flat. Let's go and have a look at this one. It's nice, sort of round, lots of parts to it. It's very cool. It's a lot smoother, sort of on the bonnet here, because it's much more angular. Same with the textures as well. It's very flat texturing on this one. Obviously, these are ports from Armour 2, much more textured on this one. And then the back, you know, you've got these nice rounded off corners at the back, very angular kind of corners on here. So that's kind of why. I know there was a poll that went up that asked about having equipment, or lower quality equipment. I think 70% of people sort of said they would take lower quality models to get equipment in, which I totally agree with. But there's no point in adding packs where we don't need to, or adding vehicles where we don't need to. So there's no point in adding a lower quality model when we've already got a higher quality model in there. There's just no point for this kind of duplication. If we already had this and the only thing we're adding was this, then it may or may not be worth it. But yeah, so that's the deploy version. And these are done by Richards D. So these are old models by Richards D, who also done the Max Pro MRAPs. I mean, these are awesome things. These are so cool looking things. But you can see the difference in quality between them too. Obviously, these ones have been built for Armour 3, and that really is the difference. And while I would love to see these in our mod pack, I can't say I'm too keen on these. So yeah, so that's it really. You can see that there's lots of different helicopters. The Russian stuff is very, very cool. I do like a lot of the Russian stuff. I think that's going to be something we're going to really use. We're going to see in our missions a lot more as well. I'll get into this as a pilot. I want to have a quick look inside this as well. Let me get in there as a gunner. Again, all the windows open and you get in. It's very cool. Very nice. Oh, I can open the doors from in here as well. It's pretty cool. So yeah, there's I can see us using a lot of these Russian helicopters. They all look like they can have a nice role within the missions and the operations that we do. Also, I can see some of these Blue 4 ones being used as well. So things like the one of the Chinooks maybe, definitely the Black Hawks. They look absolutely great. I really, really like the Black Hawks. So I think there's something that would be a great addition to RG, and something really cool to use. So yeah, so this escalation pack continues to impress. I'd really like to see some of this stuff. Next time I'm going to do a quick video on some AI, because some of the AI modules are also having a lot of fun testing those as well. But that is it for me, so I will see you next time.